My name is Matt O'Ree, and we're demonstrating the Fuchs triple drive 100-watt head. First off, we'll start with the clean channel of this amp. Many different features in the amp for the clean channel, which really changes the voicing of it. For instance, you can get a nice clean, almost like a country type of twang sound out of this. At the same time, you can get a real nice Stevie Ray Vaughan tone out of it too as well, more. Three different toggle switches on the front of the amp also give you different options. For instance, the first switch is brightness, which is on and off, which really takes some of the high end that you might not want, particularly with a Strat. The second switch is a deep switch, which is controlling some of the lower end frequencies with the deep knob on. It's almost cutting out some of the mids in there, but really boosting that bottom end frequency, which most guitar players like that. And the third switch is a rock or jazz switch, which again also changes some of the characteristics of it. That would be more of the jazz on the jazz setting, and the rock setting gives you more of that oomph or that bottom end too back in there. One other feature that I didn't mention about the clean channel is that it also has the option of giving you a mid-range boost. This is generally better for, again, a Strat-oriented player where the single coils really need that extra mid-gain boost to really cut through a mix of a band. But you can demonstrate this by simply push-pull pots on the clean channel side of the amp, as well as using a foot switch, which I believe is included with the amp. The mid-gain boost, you can already hear already, gives you that nice honking sound to a double coil pickup. Or to a single coil pickup, it would really make it sing, really project it better. The high knob, or high adjustment knob, also has a push-pull, which is giving you another mid-boost to it. Really changes the sound of the amp. The second feature of this amp is also giving you the option of having a dirty channel, which to some amp makers' belief, channel switching is something that deters from the tone of the amplifier. But Andy Fuchs was able to come up with a way to make it not do that and actually be much more versatile. The overdrive side also gives you the option of being able to tweak the distortion off the preamp side and also the gain off the power section as well, which will drastically change the tone of the actual distortion. One of the nice part about the distortion side is that on most Les Paul players, they might notice that the neck pickup usually tends to get a bit muddy, especially when you start adding gain to it. But with the unique voiceness of this amp, it gives you the option of being able to keep that clean. Another thing also that some amp manufacturers discuss is that they talk about the use of reverb and how reverb can also affect the tone circuit. With this particular amp, it actually was able to do it very well and have a very good, nice sounding reverb that you usually don't find with a higher gain type of amplifier. Just like the clean channel, the distortion channel also gives you different options with the similar mini toggle switches, where it's going to give you the option for brightness, deep, off and on, and rock jazz mode as well. And that, again, will really change the sound of the amp too, depending on what you're trying to achieve. Also, in the distortion side of this amplifier, you also have the option of a mid boost as well as a gain boost, which can be either from the front panel of the amp, or you can also do that from the foot switch. The gain boost will send it into more of a lead tone without having to use any outboard effects. For instance, like this. Also, with that, you also have the mid-range boost. Which works great for, obviously, either a Strat or a Les Paul. Another thing I also like about the mid boost is that it really helps for slide players. By giving you that extra mid-range, it tends to take some of the rattiness out of the sound of a slide.